Welcome back everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1957 Ford Thunderbird. So this now has 1,500 horsepower, 1,100 pounds-feet of torque from an 8.9 litre double supercharged V8 engine. The vehicle itself now weighs 3,142 pounds, has all-wheel drive, and it can now do 0 to 60 in a very impressive 1.917 seconds, and 0 to 103.55 seconds. So both of those times are actually quicker than the Mazda Savana RX-7 in the previous episode, and even then it's not even that far off the Lotus Evija Forza edition in those acceleration times. But being a much older car, it's going to have some restrictions in terms of its aerodynamic efficiency, and therefore that will limit its top speed. But it's still going to be interesting to see how well this can do in comparison to the other 14 vehicles that we've had on this series so far. So let's get out there and see what it can do. No doubt about it that the acceleration is quite rapid, which you might well expect for a 1,500 horsepower car, but it's also a car that hardly is a lightweight. Even though I have reduced the weight as much as possible outside of putting on new wheels, this is obviously still quite a heavy weight of a car, being a bit of a classic and all that. Still managing to go far faster than it could ever do originally. Which is, by the way, about 143. 135. A little bit of traffic. Get around it eventually. It does seem to slow down quite considerably once we do get past that 230 mark. The aerodynamics really slowing it down. 235. Corner, which I'm going to do more so because you need to carry as much speed as possible through that corner to get a much better speed out the other end. Yeah, the understeer on this car really is quite poor, as you might expect, given that we've never met four-wheel drive before. So yeah, so kind of decent speed there, but yeah, I just don't think this car is able to gather speed quick enough to make the most of what limited run we have on this motorway. Looking like 249 is all we're going to get out of this, which is a bit of a shame because obviously it's got a huge amount of power, but if you're not able to use that power in a short distance, then you're all going to be stuck in to some degree. I'm going to say 250, we did flip it ever so slightly there, but yeah, that is not quick at all, especially in comparison to other vehicles on this series. But you know, at the end of the day, this is the oldest car that we've had on this series so far. By a quite considerable margin. I think it's the you've got looking at 13 years to go to the next oldest car with the Porsche 917 LH Forza edition. But yeah, 250 miles an hour puts it 18 miles an hour behind the Nissan number 12 Skyline GTR JTC, which was the previous slowest car on this series. So yeah, there's probably no real surprise that this isn't any faster than that, but I imagine it could get quicker if it had a decent amount of a run up. But just the fact that it's really quite slow in terms of gaining speed once we get to a certain point, it's really hampering it, because at the end of the day we don't have a large amount of motorway to play with, and therefore, you know, we've only got so much of a distance that you can really be getting a high rate of speed on. So yeah, so a little bit of a shame that it couldn't go any faster, and like I said, I imagine it would be able to given a infinite run up, but you know, we don't have that. So yeah, we have to play with what we've got, and what we've got here is a decent sized motorway, but it will unfortunately expose the weaknesses of some cars like this one, for instance. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.